Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Alan Marcy, and today I want to talk about setting up your takedown. First of all, let me start by saying I'm not an expert. All I'm trying to do is show you how I would set my recurve up, and hopefully it'll help you set up yours. This is a small takedown I bought my kids a while back, and you can get something like this for about 100 to 150 bucks, but I recommend going to threeriversarchery.com. They've got a solid selection of bows and everything you'll need to get you started. The riser typically looks like this, just a solid piece with a couple of thumb screws in the limb slots. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to prep your shelf. This is the shelf here, this piece here. And a lot of these bows, they will come with an adhesive piece of felt. But if yours didn't, you can always use the soft side of a piece of adhesive Velcro and just lay it on there and cut it to fit. All right, so now that that's done, let's move on to the limbs. Now, a lot of people have asked me in the past, how do you know which is the lower limb and which is the top limb? Well, with bows like this, a lot of times there'll be a limb that has the weight and the length of the bow indicated on it, and I usually put that on the lower half of the riser and the other on the top. And to do that, all you have to do is pull out the thumb screws. Now that we got the limbs on, let's talk about the string. All right, before you just go and throw a string on it, once you pull your string out of the box, you want to get the ends together. And you'll notice that the loops on the end of the string, one is slightly larger than the other, and that one will be your upper loop, and that'll go on your top limb. So the key is once you get that upper loop on there, you want to slide it down about 1/3 of the way down, and that'll give you enough slack to get the string on the lower limb. If you don't have a bowstringer, I recommend going ahead and getting you one. What that'll do is it'll just help you prevent limb twist in the future. But as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and string this guy up. So now that we got the string on, the next thing you want to do is check your brace height. You'll need a few things, of course, one being a bow square. A bow square is very helpful. It'll help you do things like, of course, check your brace height and set your nock. But the brace height is the distance between the deepest part of the riser here and the string. And the way I do that is I take my square and I set it here and I measure the distance between the riser and the string, which I'm setting at about 7.5 now. Keep in mind that's just a good starting point, and it can be adjusted according to preference. The way you adjust your brace height is you'll have to unstring the bow again. And in order to increase or decrease the brace height, remove the lower string or the string from the lower limb and spin it in order to increase or decrease the brace height. Now that we've set our brace height, let's put our nock point on. This is the nock point right here. And before we put this on, you kind of want to have an idea of your method of shooting. Now there are a couple different ways to shoot. Two of the most famous is split finger and 3 under. Split finger is where your index finger rests on top of the arrow and your middle finger and ring finger rests underneath the nock of the arrow as well. And that is what they call split finger. 3 under is your index finger, middle finger, and ring finger rests up against the nock underneath the arrow altogether. The reason why I say that is because when you put your nock on, you kind of want to get a good starting point. And a nock set for 3 under is a little higher than the nock set, or a little higher than what I would set my nock for split finger. When setting a nock for split finger, I typically start at about 3/8. When shooting for 3 under, I raise it to about 5/8. So setting our nock point, when I get ready to set my nock point, I'm going to pull my square out and I'll clip it on the string. And then I'm going to slide the square down until it just hits the shelf. Now, there's a 0 mark on there. If you look, or if you can see, I'm sorry. There's a 0 mark here, and above it, it's marked out similar to a ruler or a tape measure. And you can see your 5/8 and 3/8 mark. When shooting split finger, I set my nock here at roughly 3/8. When shooting 3 under, I like to set my nock a little higher at 5/8 of an inch. 5/8. Now they sell nock pliers, but needle nose pliers or a multi-tool work just as well. I get to the 5/8 mark and I set the bottom of my nock at 5/8 of an inch and give it a good squeeze. Well, now that you got your nock on, it's time to start shooting. I hope this video helped. I plan on making a few more videos in the future, so please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you get notified every time a new video drops. But until then, remember to check out Break and Trad Podcast on all your podcast platforms. And until next time, make every shot count.